We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous. Okay, well, let's get started here. Hello, and welcome to High School Famous, the podcast that got its middle name from its great-grandfather on its mother's side. Yes, School Archibald Florschrindel was a children's author known for such works as The Stinky Wizard and To By Whom This Was Received. I am Sean.
All right, I'm Matt. And to whom what?
To by whom this was received. So it's addressed to whoever received it.
Which, okay.
You know, it's kind of like a to whom it may concern in a way.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a typical way of, like, something's addressed to the person that receives it, typically.
Correct, but it's the person who's sending it, if they're writing it as to by whom this was received, they don't know who's going to receive it. It's just going out, and whoever gets it.
So it's just, hey, whoever gets this
is for you.
This is for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there in the ether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While I was trying to figure that out, while I was waiting for you to send the thing, I had already written that one up, but then I came up with another one, and I was like on the fence as to which one I wanted to use.
Like, so you wrote that?
Yes.
That wasn't generated?
No, I wrote that.
Nice.
And I mispronounced the last name that I wrote. School Archibald Flauschrindel. I think I said Flauschrindel.
I mean, either way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly, clearly a foreign last name. So
a foreign name, yeah.
The fact that you got it that close was...
Give me a break.
Was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not from
Flauschrindels are famous in...
The Flauschrindels
are... in
Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're right. There's no way we're wrong now.
Yeah, we both said it.
We both guessed
unprompted.
The same country. Well, great.
Is Scandinavia itself a country or like a region?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I believe Scandinavia is a region.
Well, that's
that
even more
includes
specific.
things like Finland and Switzerland, and Scandinavia, I believe, is a region of the world.
It's a sub-region. It's not even a region.
Oh, God.
Sub-region in Northern Europe with strong historical, cultural, and linguistic ties between its constituent peoples.
Yeah.
Which countries are in Scandinavia? Oh, so there are... Oh, it's not that it's
like
smaller.
Finland and Norway and Denmark.
Yep, you're right so far.
Those three for sure. And then others.
Sweden, Iceland.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. No, that's not listed.
Oh, it's not? No, that's
Newfoundland is in Canada, isn't it?
Is it?
I think that's part of Canada.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But Greenland, the Faroe Islands. Is part of it?
Wow.
That's what it says here.
Because Greenland is like over by Canada.
Right. It's almost as close as Newfoundland is to Canada.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But, I
don't know. I'm not a botanist.
That's true. Not applicable here, but true. But Scandinavia, founded by the Flauschrindels in 842.
842. Wow.
Yeah.
AD or BC?
In between.
So no. If you gave a specific year, it can't be in between two different years.
If you said something was in between the same number of BC or AD, wouldn't it always be 0? It's right in the middle.
Well, yeah, if you say it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
Or
I could say somewhere in between.
Yeah, somewhere in between. So, yeah.
Yeah. What's new?
For me or in general?
What's new in the world of plushies?
Jesus. Sorry. The world outside my window right now is going insane. That's like the 14th siren I've heard in like the last half hour.
Is it
before that was like here's what's new, and then a whole like herd, I don't know if you call them that, of motorcycles went by. I'm pretty sure you don't call them a herd, but probably a pack.
I think it's a gang.
It could be. a whole I was trying to think of another
Bunch.
fun one.
Oh, a fun one.
A whole gaggle of motorcycles rode by and set off a car alarm.
By just
and
the
that
noise
was
of
like
their engines?
Yeah, and that was like 3 minutes before you jumped on. I'm like, I hope that gets taken care of soon.
Wow. That's awesome.
Like, there's just gonna be a car just honking outside until like I'm just like, oh, we're gonna have to postpone the recording.
Yeah, we
Somebody's
could have
car
just waited
alarm's
it
going
out.
off. It's like I don't see. I think what was great is like early on in the recordings, you were down in a tiny basement. So for you, like all noise
it was a pretty
outside,
decent sized. It was a pretty decent sized basement.
like you didn't have a lot of interference of outside noise coming in.
That's true.
And now your place seems like it's fairly quiet. You're not like too close to like a busy street or anything like that.
No.
So you still relatively quiet.
Correct.
I am positioned like my window is, I don't know, how wide is a sidewalk and then a boulevard. So like
28
at
feet.
most, no, it's not accurate. At most, I'm 10 feet away from a very busy street.
Gotcha.
So sirens all the time, cars constantly going by. So every time, if you're listening back to a recording, you're constantly hearing whoosh as cars are driving past or sirens going by. And then if that's not happening, you're also hearing my cats meowing in the background. There's just constant background noise interference on my half of recordings.
So when you say when you listen back to a recording, you're not talking about just anyone listening to the podcast, because that's technically what they're doing.
Well, I was more so saying specifically you.
Me.
When you are listening back to a recording.
So anytime I listen to the podcast, I'm going to hear those background noises.
Yeah. I mean,
But no
anybody
one else
would, I
will?
guess, but I was just specifically speaking to you at this moment.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who else would you be speaking to in this moment?
I mean, I'm always just speaking to you.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I can
Like
speak. I could speak to the audience
You
or
could.
the listeners.
Why not?
I mean, I
Do
can
it.
speak to them. I mean, we speak to them a lot, and much like while we're recording, we hear back just as much after we're recording.
True.
As to say, you people don't contact us.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, I mean exactly what I mean when I say that. You
The-
people.
Wait, do you mean like the you people? Like the half you, half person?
Yep.
Subspecies?
Yep.
You people.
They're all females. That wasn't
That's
a
true.
sexist thing. That's just a fact.
Because a you is what, again?
It's a female sheep.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like a llama or something like that.
I mean, I guess it is kind of
It
something
could-
like that. I mean, if you think llama and sheep, they have to be fairly closely related.
Yeah. And
Watch,
sometimes
they're,
they
like,
use the
not.
same term. Sometimes they use the same term for multiple animals.
Yeah.
Because isn't there another animal where a male is called a bull and not just talking about cows?
I think isn't that like yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm thinking like for some reason my head is going towards like a whale
No, I don't think
or
that's
like
it.
some sort of a sea creature. Oh god. Sean, we've been specifically told not to look things up anymore.
Okay, never mind. We won't. That means we won't.
I think
like,
you're right though. I think there
we
is.
won't
I
pose
just
any-
can't I can't think of it.
Yeah,
we won't
me
pose
either.
any questions anymore.
Yeah, we won't. We won't ask each other anything that we
but
don't
yeah.
know the answer to already.
I think you're right. I believe there is some other animal or something that's also referred to a bull, but I can't specifically think about it, and we're not going to look it up anymore.
I will.
If you know
try
the answer, contact us.
Yeah. Otherwise, I will try my darndest to think of what it is before the end of this session.
Yeah, I don't know why my head is like in the like whale or like porpoise type mindset of bull. Like
I mean, maybe you're right.
it went that way.
It didn't
I
sound
don't
right
know.
to me when you
Yeah,
said it.
I don't feel great about it.
Right. I don't feel great about whales or porpoises either.
Yeah. I don't feel great about most things.
They got a lot of
times.
tude.
Yeah,
Whale-tude.
especially those belugas.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, I have a song about me.
Yeah. Well, when I was a child, I did. As I grew up, I outgrew the song.
Yeah. Same with
Yeah.
the sharks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that song kind of hits several different points of lifespan of a shark.
Which song are you talking about?
Baby shark.
How does that cover multiple
Because then they
Points
say
in the
mommy
lifespan of a
shark and they
shark?
say dandy shark at some point during the song too.
Dandy Shark.
Daddy.
The song
It's
is called
dandy.
Baby Shark, though.
Yeah. But they also mention mommy shark and daddy shark.
I guess you know more of that song than I do.
I've heard it. End of sentence.
End of sentence.
I'd pull up the lyrics, Sean, but I'm not allowed to look up things anymore.
Sorry, you're right.
Unless I look them up ahead of time, which I did on this other thing that we maybe will talk about here in a second. But no looking up things during the show. We can only look up pre-show. So basically
Correct.
what we
Or
need to do
post-show.
is, basically what we need to do is we need to, like, this isn't boasting well for what I'm trying to say because I can't think of the right word, but we need to basically
Don't look it up.
No, well, we need to perceive basically ahead of time what we're going to talk about. We have to like predict. Predict was the word I could not think of, which is hilarious that I couldn't think of the word predict.
And I couldn't have predicted that you wouldn't have been able to think of that word.
But what we need to do is predict ahead of time what we're randomly going to be talking about or randomly come up in conversation so that we can look it up ahead of time.
Yes.
And then also what that does is it just makes us look smart because then we're like, oh, I have this fact off the top of my head.
Well,
Bing,
not
bang,
only
boom.
that, like, so you need to, we'll each need to predict what, like, I would predict what I might talk about.
Right.
And also what you might talk about.
Exactly.
So that I can have the answers for anything that either of us would answer.
Mm-hmm.
And same for you. So
right.
That will be very easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're being lazy
Mm-hmm.
and haven't done it yet.
I just realized what this website was called that I pulled up earlier.
Why are you pulling up a website? You can't look
I pulled it
stuff
up earlier. It was pre-show.
Oh, pre-show. Okay.
Yeah. I pulled up a website pre-show about a bunch of scary facts.
Ooh.
I know I should be saving this for Halloween, but anyways, we already have
True.
a Halloween thing we do. 65 plus scary facts that will absolutely give you nightmares. So
there's no doubt about it.
The site is scarymommy.com.
Oh. Scary mommy.
It's the weirdest. Why?
Scary mommy.
Why is
Maybe
it called
it's,
that? Maybe it's like some parent, some mother, some woman that's a mother made this website, possibly. And she just calls herself Scary Mommy. I just think that's kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know if we want to. I can read some scary facts. I mean, right off the bat, the first one, not scary.
Well, it's all subjective.
All right, Sean, the first
scary fact to make your skin crawl.
That's what it says. Maybe I'll put an effect on my voice there for that. Make it really cool and scary sounding.
Maybe you won't.
I might. Let me mark down the.
Only time will tell.
I'll mark down my. I'm gonna mark down a little note here that says 17-minute mark. Scary voice.
According to my end of it, we haven't even been we had just been recording for 16 and a half minutes. When you wrote down 17 minutes.
That might not be good. We'll find out.
Yeah. Okay, so
because I'm about a minute or about a half a minute faster than you right now.
It just hit 17 minutes for me right now.
17:38.
Great.
Yeah, so there's 38 seconds of lost time.
Yep.
There somewhere.
Or gained time, depending on how you look at it.
We'll see. We'll see if there's a chunk of time that just does not line up.
Time is subjective.
And delicious.
THYME time? You know what time it is? It's THYME time.
Yeah. It's time. All
right.
First scary fact, Sean.
Oh, we're doing this. Good.
Humans shed skin too. Like a lot of skin.
Look at my toes.
According to the World Health Organization.
Who?
And recent studies.
Who?
Yeah. According to who. They put who and then in parentheses put World Health Organization.
A rock band famous in the 60s.
Yeah. According to the Who. Okay. And recent studies. I like how it's according to them and also these recent studies. The average person will shed roughly 112 pounds of skin in their lifetime. Scary. Oh no.
So the question, which we will not look up the answer to,
Mhm.
that I will first pose is, what is the weight of skin that's
Right.
on a typical person, like an adult person?
Oh God, that's
Like,
like an average adult person, because obviously some
average
people
adult
have way more
person-
skin than others.
say this is how much in weight is, or how much weight your skin is in its
Yeah.
entirety, because that will give you some perspective as to how much losing. How much did it say?
112 pounds.
112 pounds.
I swear to God, I saw a different thing earlier on a different website that said a much different number than 100. It said like 40 pounds.
That's very different.
That's very different. I might be remembering that inaccurately. We're just going to go with this one because this one mentioned the World Health Organization and recent studies. The other one didn't mention any of it. It just basically said this is a fact.
So are you, the other search was just a casual search for you, and it led you to find these scary facts?
No, I looked up, I Googled creepy facts.
Sure.
Yeah. And I looked at a different page first, and then I closed that one and I opened up this one and didn't read any of it and just came in blind.
Okay. So way to yes and my suggestion that you were casually searting skin loss.
Oh, I did not know where you were going with that. I thought you were genuinely asking me a question.
My God. I don't ask you questions for real. I try to bait you into
that I was looking
yourself
up skin loss.
Look a fool. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that went over my head.
Great.
Probably due to all the skin loss.
So I think that that's an alarming amount, almost a scary amount.
So you do think it's scary?
I think it might be safe to say it's scary.
This just reminded me of, completely off subject, sort of, but there was a Deep Thoughts from SNL that
correct.
I remember I'd bought all those books a while, like way back in the day. There were all the Deep Thoughts books, so they just
I had them too. I think
Yeah.
I got them way after you did, but I did have them at some point.
There's a specific one that just came up, or just popped into my head that I remember, of like, said like, somebody once told me how scary it was how much topsoil we were losing every year. But I told that at a campfire once and nobody got scared.
Nobody got scared. That's a really good one. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So kind of on topic, kind of off topic.
It's funny. Not that long ago, I actually thought about those again, and I pulled up some kind of compilation video of.
Oh, really?
All of them.
On like YouTube?
Yeah, and
or like
really,
E-Bombs World.
I think it was just on YouTube. Yeah, I don't recall seeing E-Bombs World in my address bar.
Okay. I wonder if that's even still a site.
Only when I look up skin loss do I use that. But it really shows you that, not a lot. There were a lot of them that weren't that great.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was quite a few of them that are just like,
Yeah,
whatever.
but there's just the ones you remember and you think.
For sure. Yeah, the ones you remember,
awesome.
all the ones that were crap are ones that never stuck with me, because like there's honestly only that one, only the topsoil one and the wolves one are the ones that really stick with in my head.
Yeah, you love the wolves one.
The wolf one's great.
We'll
let everybody look that one up.
Yeah, we can't.
Oh, I know it. I'm not.
No,
I'm just not going to spend all day quoting Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
And there were others that stuck with me, and I know that they did, but right now I can't even recall what they are. It's not helping.
There's ones that have stuck with me that I do not recall.
Except right now.
Literally the opposite of they have stuck with me. All right, Sean.
Me, as they
we're
say.
gonna read another scary fact. That's not what's supposed to scare you.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
This is another scary fact. We could solve American homelessness easier than you think. On average, there are over 17 million vacant homes in America at any given time. Meanwhile, according to the endhomelessness.org, there are roughly 500,000 homeless people in the States. We have enough vacant homes to give each homeless person several homes. Scary fact, right?
Did they like put that in all caps for emphasis, or did you?
They put it.
Dramatic
they
effect?
put it in italics.
Oh, italics. Okay, even better.
Yeah.
What if you?
I guess I
what-
should have tilted my head slightly when I read it.
Yeah. How would you interpret something that's in italics and in all caps if the rest of the stuff is not in all caps?
I think you not only do you like give it like extra emphasis, but you also like get more blood curdlingly like
More blood
several. Sorry, anybody wearing headphones
or anyone with ears.
Yeah, that's gonna definitely be a spike on my audio.
Yeah. Mark it whatever time it is for you, because for me it's 24:45.
it was like 25:20 or something.
This is alarming. This is a scary fact. I'll tell you what.
My audio spike is more of a scary fact than that was. That's not
Okay.
how is that a scary fact? How is that?
That's not. It's a
how is that going to make my
fact.
skin crawl? Also, find it interesting that scary facts to make your skin crawl. The first fact was about losing your skin.
Yeah,
That makes your skin crawl right off your body.
and the second one was about homeless people.
Yeah, they have skin.
Yeah, and they make your skin crawl.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes, now you get it.
And vacant homes?
Ooh,
Nothing's scarier than a vacant home.
you know why? Well, it's not a vacant home is not scary, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
You're not in it.
Well, I think
Once you go inside to experience,
yeah.
once you go inside to experience what might be scary, it's no longer a vacant home. You're inside the home.
Wow. Scary movies have it all wrong.
They do.
Like that old abandoned house. It's like, well, once you're in it, is it still considered an abandoned home? 'Cause
Well,
you're not like claiming it.
Maybe it's still abandoned, but vacant, no.
Right. Scary fact number 3, Sean.
Three?
Your cell phone is more disgusting than a public toilet. Your cell phone has 10 times more bacteria on it than the average public restroom. Gross!
Doesn't
It literally said gross with 5 O's.
gross?
Yeah.
Does it? What if? I think gross should be pronounced gross.
I think also, by the way, it might have more bacteria on it, but what kind of bacteria?
Exactly. There's, I guess, ear bacteria.
I mean,
Well, who really
It's
puts
not
the phone in
like-
their ear?
yeah, but it's not like I would still rather put my phone against my face than a toilet.
Yeah, I don't care where the call comes through.
I don't
I'm gonna
care how
try to
clean
answer
the
it on my
toilet
phone.
is. Like if you even just freshly cleaned the toilet, I still don't want to put my face on it
Right.
because
There's nothing that wants
it's a toilet. No matter
Yeah.
how clean it is, it's still going to seem like a gross thing to me.
Yeah.
Whereas no matter how dirty my phone is,
It's still going to seem
To
like
a
a clean
point.
thing to me.
it's still gonna be more appealing to put on my face than a dirty phone is still gonna be more appealing to touch to my face than a clean toilet. If it was a brand new out of box toilet, maybe I'd put my face against it.
I thought you were going to say if it's a brand new out of the box phone, but no, you went with toilet. Did I ever tell you the story about when my parents replaced a toilet seat?
Maybe
Or did I tell it on here? I
I'll
don't know if I
remember as you start to tell it, if you have or haven't.
My parents were replacing their toilet seat. This is scary
yes,
fact
I
number
remember.
4.
Just
They were replacing their toilet seat. So they went to the store and bought a toilet seat.
Right.
But they didn't get around to changing the toilet seat right away.
Of course.
Don't know why. So when they did get around to finally open up the toilet seat and replace it, the toilet seat that was in the box or in the packaging looked
Mhm.
like used and gross.
Did they leave it in like a weird location or something?
I
that
don't
it
think
got-
so.
Okay.
They probably just set it somewhere in the house, which
Okay.
I guess to be
It
fair,
was just sitting on the
there are a
table
few-
for years.
to be fair, there are a few gross locations in that house, but so they thought, well, this is crazy. So they went back to the store and complained.
Yeah.
And
But it had gone too long between purchase.
No,
and,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was too long. But I think they ended up getting the toilet seat exchanged, and they came home
Okay.
to replace it. And they found out that my brother had replaced it and put the old toilet seat in the packaging. And so they returned their old used toilet seat to Menards and had the new one at home the whole time.
so they'd been using the new toilet seat.
They had been using the new
unknown
toilet
to
seat.
them. Like, how do you not notice that? Oh, the toilet seat suddenly looks different.
Right. And is not gross and doesn't need replace. It's for some reason the toilet seat now, we just bought one, but the one we had no longer looks like it needs to be replaced. What gives?
Yeah.
There's no way somebody already changed it.
That is a scary
And
fact.
also the one, so yeah, our toilet seat, which was dirty and old and looked like it needed to be replaced, now looks new.
Yeah.
After we bought a new one. And the one in the packaging looks old and dirty.
So
what
then
could
they
have possibly happened?
So they brought a dirty old toilet seat to Menards, got a replacement, brought it home, and then they're like, well, now what the hell do we do? Now we have a spare toilet seat.
I think they just have a spare toilet seat. And
Hey, if it ever goes wrong, you got a toilet seat.
the reason this is
If
very
it ever goes wrong.
the reason if the toilet seat goes wrong.
Like, yeah, if what goes wrong? That didn't make any sense.
Oh no, it's gone.
Oh no, something's gone wrong. It's gone wrong again. Quick, the toilet seat.
Quick.
If anything goes wrong, at least they have a toilet seat. Like,
Oh,
the
no.
basement's flooded.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Thank
I
God
blew
we
a
have this
tire
toilet
today.
seat.
I blew a tire on the way home from work.
Quick,
Oh, get the toilet seat.
seat.
Sit on it and think.
If it goes wrong. I just tickled myself with that one. That was stupid.
But one of the reasons that this is very believable for me and not surprising is the fact that my brother changed the toilet seat without. Like, I just assume he does.
That's
nothing.
the scariest part of it all.
Right. So there's no way that they would have assumed, since neither my mom or nor my dad had changed it. That means it was not changed. Something happened.
Right.
This toilet seat we bought is gross. It didn't look gross when we bought it.
And the craziest thing, not funniest, I guess, or not even craziest, but just the strangest part about that is it takes at most 3 minutes to change a toilet seat.
Oh, it's quick. It's quick and easy.
The only reason it would be slightly hard is if you're like, oh, these bolts down here are kind of gross. I should probably clean them off before I start loosening them. That's what takes the longest. But
Well, what might take it a little longer is if you don't have any tools.
well, yeah. But typically toilet seats end up getting loose over time anyways, so you can usually take them off by hand.
Yeah. Depending on how violent you are on the toilet.
That's true.
So that's my toilet seat story, Matt. What's your toilet seat story?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I have a toilet seat story.
Everyone has a toilet seat story,
Other than,
Matt.
like-
Tell your toilet seat story, Matt.
No, I think the only toilet seat story, well, actually, trying to remember exactly. Like, I know there was one point where there was a toilet seat that got broken. Like, the top lid part that closes it off to the world, like, snapped in half.
How did that happen?
I think just like going
Slamming
to
it
close
down
it,
too hard?
but like losing grip and just boom, and then it snapped. So having to go buy a replace. I don't know why buying a toilet seat, like there's always certain things that you go and you're just like, it's kind of an embarrassing thing to buy. Like a toilet
Right.
seat's kind of a weird, like it's one of those things where it's like, clearly everybody does this. Why is this like, why is it awkward to do or buy certain things that, like when you go to a store and you're like, well, gotta buy toilet paper. Now this person behind me in line's gonna know I shit. It's like everybody shits. Like, why is this weird?
I don't.
But I think it's
that
weird when you buy like, I think maybe the amount of toilet paper you buy can be embarrassing. Like if you just buy a 4-pack and you're like, this is gonna last me a couple months, versus like I'm buying the big fucking 24 roll thing that you can't, you can barely fit it in your car.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
got
rented
another
a trailer.
month's supply. Like,
Well, you don't tell everybody how long it's going to last you. That's your first mistake. If you're
Yeah.
saying that, you're not embarrassed by how much toilet paper you're buying.
true.
But man, no one thought that March of 2020. No one cared how much
God,
toilet paper they were buying.
No, Jesus. Everybody was buying just, it got to the point where it was like, do I just start using cloth? Like, Jesus.
This is how sad it got. And I was so embarrassed for our country when this happened. There was a segment on the news
Of all places.
describing how long a roll of toilet paper should last on average. The
we
news
did studies.
The news had to report this so that
Right.
people would rethink the amount of toilet paper they were buying and hoarding up in a panic over a supply shortage.
You know what was crazy about that, right? Is when all that shit started happening and everything started going down at the beginning of the pandemic, and people were freaking out because they're like, stores might shut down for a couple weeks. Like they were saying a couple weeks.
Right.
Stores might shut down. You can't go to the grocery store for a couple weeks. And that's what made people go absolutely apeshit and just buy everything out of the stores. And it was like, you do realize that when you go normal grocery shopping, you typically buy yourself enough food for a couple weeks to a month, depending. Anyway,
Right.
why is this different? Go ahead, go to the store in anticipation that shit might close down. But good God, like to buy an insane amount of everything. And it's just like some of these people that went and did all that shit probably still have so
Some
much
of that
fucking toilet paper.
paper.
And it's been 2 years since that shit went down. And it's like they probably still have like a closet full of toilet paper at home that they're just like, what? Like they're giving it away now.
And you know what
can
stores?
you
You know what stores were fully stocked of still during that time?
GameStops? I don't know.
Plenty of Webster the Complete series on Blu-ray.
All right, next scary fact.
Oh,
So since you gave us a new scary fact number 4, I'm going to call this scary fact number 5, even though it's number 4 on this website.
wait, our timing's already off. I don't think you need to add any more complications to this podcast.
All right, cool. So scary fact number 4.
Wait, I had number 4. Webster
All
the
right,
Complete
I'll
series on Blu-ray.
I'll skip down to number 5 then.
No, do number 4, please.
Okay. Our doctors may be killing us.
Oh,
Okay, that was dramatic.
A little bit.
That's what it says.
It says, okay, that was dramatic?
Yes.
Oh, it even calls itself out?
Yeah, but it doesn't like put emphasis on the first sentence. It's just like, our doctors may be killing us. Okay, that was dramatic. Please, if you feel like something is wrong, go see a health professional. But it's interesting, read terrifying, to know that roughly 250,000 deaths are caused by medical error each year.
They're caused by medical error roughly? Like a rough medical error?
I didn't say the word rough. Oh, no, roughly 250,000 deaths. So somewhere around.
I was,
I know what you were trying to do, but it didn't really
I
work
was-
the way that sentence was worded at all.
You are just, I'm teeing them up, Matt. You're just knocking them down.
I mean,
You're not
Are
going
you
after-
teeing
you're
them
not,
up,
You're not
though?
going for any of this.
are you
Yeah.
teeing them up?
We could be riffing
Are
on
you?
rough medical procedure deaths. Like they meant to, they were supposed to
This is
put
the
in
1800s.
Yeah, exactly. They're using hand saws and leeches and anvils.
I read a different crazy fact that on a different website that this just reminded me of though, and it's not. I'm not going to have it 100% correct, but in some place somewhere, doctors were trained to like tune out people's screams during surgeries, like before like anesthesia and shit.
Wow, Scandinavia. I think
It was somewhere weird. I like that's super rough information. I don't remember the actual fact, but all right. Well, that one was
So-
dumb.
it is. I mean, I can see that being a very necessary thing, like a thing to do.
Tuning out
because
people's screams.
If you want to have any increase in the chance of a successful surgery, you can't be distracted by these screams of pain.
Right.
Why isn't that in the scary facts?
I mean, maybe it's lower down. I haven't pre-read this. I'm trying to think if it's in this list I had up on my phone.
Don't look it up now. You can't look things up.
It's already up on my phone, so it's not.
I see.
It's from earlier. I don't know. I don't think it's on that list. Anyways, we got a lot to go through here. We're on number
I'm
5.
scared.
There's over 65 on this list.
Well, gosh, this
We're
sounds
definitely
like
not
it
going to get.
might, this sounds like it might cover multiple episodes, Matt.
Oh yeah, baby! I've done it again.
Baby.
I've done it again.
He's triumphed.
Number 5.
Oh.
We've found the most terrifying defense mechanism. Horned lizards squirt blood from their eyes as a defense mechanism. That's terrifying and scary. Why aren't you screaming in horror?
You've just trained yourself to tune me out.
That's true. But the listeners?
Yeah, why aren't you
Are
listeners?
they screaming in horror?
They're screaming from another emotion.
I might have
another
to put
reactionary.
I might have to put like scream sound effects in the background after every one of these I read.
I was providing reactions.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, give me some more, man. Give me more.
I was.
Yes, and me, dude.
When you just said scary fact number 5, I went,
Well, that's not the scary part.
I know that.
Me telling you which
why
fact
it's
it
funny.
is.
That's why it's funny.
Is that
Yeah.
why it's funny?
Correct.
All right. Well, either way, squirting.
I'm trying to carry
blood
this
from your
episode
eyes.
along.
Yeah,
Squirts
your back
blood.
must be just killing you.
Squirts. I feel like I've knew this. I feel like I had seen this featured on some kind of nature show at some point.
Squirting blood from the eyes.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, once you hear about that, you don't keep that from the world. You want to let it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if the lizard was held in front of a toilet and it squirted blood from its eye all over the toilet? Would you then put your face up against it?
No, because it's an already installed toilet. Once a toilet's installed, I do not put my face on it.
Wait, so you said fresh out of the box. Fine.
Yeah, it's got
Maybe I'll put my face on it.
Yeah,
But let's say you just set it in the bathroom and hook up the water line to it,
yeah,
and hook up the piping for it to drain out.
yeah.
Then you're like, no longer.
Installed. Yeah,
no
now it's
longer will
installed.
my face touch this toilet.
It's no longer fresh out of box. It's now
Before you
installed and loaded. It's got water in it and everything.
But I didn't say there's water in it. You didn't.
You
fill
hooked the
tank.
water to it.
Right, but you didn't run it to fill the tank yet. You just hooked it up. You don't have the water line open when you're installing a toilet.
I know how water lines work.
Yeah, well, so a toilet is installed. It's first installed when the piping is.
Yeah. Well, it's no longer fresh out of the
it's
box then
hooked
because
up.
it's now installed.
Yeah, but it's technically installed before you open the water line to fill the tank with
Yeah,
water.
but it's still installed.
Yes, so you
So
can technically
it's not
have
fresh out of box.
Right, but you can technically have an installed toilet that has no toilet water in it.
I mean, it's only called toilet water because it's in the toilet. It's still just water.
Sure. That's why I serve my dog
It's not
bowl
like
water.
It's not like toilet water is any dirtier than any other water.
I drink 8 glasses of glass water a day.
Right. I drink bottled water or yeah, it'd still be considered bottled water if it comes out of a big water jug too. Or is that jug water then?
Why bottled water? Why not just call it bottled water?
Because it's bottled.
Yeah, but if you pour water into a glass, you don't say it's glassed.
No, it's a glass of water.
And you don't pour water into a bowl, say like a dog dish, and call
No,
it
it's a bowl of
bowled water.
So I'd
Yeah,
say
but-
it's a bottle of water or bottled water's fine because it's bottled.
you're killing
Number 6.
Ah!
You could be trapped in a coma-like state and be aware of it. Locked-in syndrome might just be the most terrifying medical condition. It's when you're stuck between being awake or being asleep and being awake. I almost said being awake and being awake. You know you're awake and you can hear and see things around you. However, you can't talk and can only move your eyes, so you're unable to respond to anything.
Can't you blink? Like, can't you?
I
do a
would say,
series of blinks?
yeah, like you could probably get somebody's attention, like blinking, and then they'll be like, "Oh my god, he's blinking, but he can't move or anything." Then you could probably like learn Morse code and like.
You know what I
talk
would
to
wish
people.
if I were in that situation? I would only hope that I was one of those horned lizards.
You just bleed from your eyes,
I could just bleed from my eyes and hit somebody with it to get their attention.
right? Yeah, because you can squirt blood from your eyes. It's not you don't bleed from your eyes.
Yeah, defense mechanism. You just start crying blood,
like ah!
and then your predator gets scared off, like terrified and
But
runs
like,
away.
oh, he's secreting the thing that I want him to secrete, so he'll die and I can eat him. Number 7. I'm waiting for as soon as I start reading that you're gonna secrete. Your reaction shows that I was correct. Your cat may sense when you're dying. A pet cat named Oscar resided in a nursing home and was believed to be able to tell when one of the residents would die soon. He'd sleep beside them until they passed. Ah! These are not. How is that scary? That's actually kind of comforting.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Some might say uplifting, not
Like,
quite miraculous.
These are more interesting than anything.
Yeah, I think this may have been written by the same person that compiled not written, but this list may have been compiled by the same person who compiled the most hilarious stories on the internet.
I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing the name Scary Mommy before.
It's a surname. It's an alias,
A pseudonym.
a pseudonym.
There you go. Number 8. Rat kings are real, and even harder to look at than the Tiger King. Christ. What a card, this scary mommy.
I never saw Tiger King.
Neither did I. It's not what it was called, was it?
Tiger King?
Oh, yeah, this is what it was.
Yeah.
What it's called. I don't know why that. Yeah. When a group of rats living in close quarters gets their tails tangled together, this can happen for many reasons, none of which we will list in this thing, apparently.
Yeah. Rat
They're
chucks.
called a rat king.
Oh, that's what a rat king is?
I guess so. A rat king is when a bunch of rats get their tails tangled together.
It has to be a bunch of rats?
Sorry, a group.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's very different. You got to be clear.
Yeah. A group of rats living in close quarters. They also have to be doing that.
I would think if I saw a rat king,
Mm-hmm.
I would not think, oh, this is much more difficult to look at. I would think, oh, it's going to be a lot harder for those rats to get to me. I'm
Yeah.
not worried.
And also, like, oh, that's awful. Like,
Yeah.
these poor rats.
Someone should chop their tails off to help them.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Who's got a scissors?
Who's got a butcher knife?
I mean, rats are like, I should say wild rats are obviously like full of disease and
They're terrifying.
creepy and stuff, but like little like domesticated little like lab rats and shit are fucking adorable.
To my knowledge, I've never seen a rat in
Oh.
real life.
Oh, well,
I
come
believe
back out
I've
to
only-
Chicago.
I believe I've only seen mice.
Come back out here now that it's like nice weather. I see at least one or two a day.
Is that so?
Oh God, they're everywhere.
Like,
Like I saw one day. I was pulling in on my street to park, and there was just like it hadn't rained in a long time, or not a long time, but it hadn't rained for like that entire week or whatever. But there was a little puddle in the middle of the road for some reason.
sure.
And there's just a rat sitting in there, just like
Bathing?
like scooping it up and like drinking
to
from
drink
it,
it.
and like yeah,
Yeah.
just like, and then it like I got out of my car and I looked at it and it stopped and just kind of looked at me and I was like, fuck it, and just kept going. I'm like, all right, and I just went inside. I'm like, you do your thing, rat.
Little did that rat know that was a street toilet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a puddle of human
Fully installed.
fully installed.
No, I'm going off of what
yeah.
I said. Which is
Gotcha.
street toilets.
A fully installed street toilet. There goes some bikes. Pass me for the audio. Number 9.
Would you say it's a gaggle of bikes?
It was a gross bikes.
A gross?
A gross.
That, sir, is gross. I'm going to say gross now instead of gross.
Okay.
What's the gross domestic product of our country? Wheat?
I mean, probably at one point.
iPhones? They're not assembled here.
Yeah, I would say they're not. 9.
Oh,
Never
sorry, 9.
say you're being eaten alive by mosquitoes again. That was an actual method of execution. Scaphism was an ancient form of torture and execution where you'd cover someone with honey, stick them on a hollowed log, and let nature run its course. So let them pee themselves?
Yeah, that's what that means, right?
I guess so. So typically, mosquitoes wouldn't give a shit about you being covered in honey. Most likely, it
No.
would be ants.
Well, I think they say that because no one says, "Oh, I'm out here getting eaten alive by ants," or "I'm
Oh,
getting
these ants
eaten
are
alive."
these ants are eating me alive.
Yeah, no, they usually say that when referring to mosquitoes.
Right.
I'm guessing that the person has to be bound in some way because otherwise you could just get up and run away.
Well, you'd stick them to a hollowed log.
Oh, stick them to.
They're covered in
Ah,
honey, so now you're and honey is sticky.
The honey
So you
is that
take them
sticky.
and then you stick them, and they're like, they can't get
Oh,
off.
I'm-
The hollowed log. Why does it
Why
have to
is
be
it a hollow-
hollowed?
yeah. Why can't it be a full log?
Yeah.
A hollow
Also,
log.
a hollowed log. You know, when you think of a log, you think of just like a piece of tree
A
trunk,
tree,
right?
Correct.
Not necessarily like a stump of a tree, because
Right,
that would be
no.
a stump if it was still attached to the ground. A
Correct.
log is just a piece of a branch or trunk of a tree, not attached to anything. So you've now stuck me to a log that I could easily get up and run around with, depending on how big of a log it is. But also it's hollowed, making it that much lighter.
Much lighter. There must be some details that they
Yeah.
have left out of this story.
Yeah.
Probably for the sake of it remaining terrifying.
Ah! I mean, that would be a horrible way to go. I mean,
It would
you'd
suck.
probably die of exposure before anything else.
Yeah.
Like having a bunch of ants. I mean, honestly, like it would, if you were covered in honey, it's going to take a while for any like bug or animal or whatever to get down to actually start harming you.
So the purpose of the honey is merely to just attract
I think it's to
whatever is
attract
coming.
things. Yeah.
Because initially they're just going to like eat the honey and leave.
Oh yeah. Like
So-
even if it was like a bear or something, I think the bear would just come and like would probably just lick you for the most part for a while.
Yeah.
Before
So
it would just because how many bears are just running up like honey and just start clawing at it, you know?
they you know why they stopped this practice of execution? It never killed anyone. These people just got clean.
Yeah. Oh, this guy just made a bear friend.
Look at me. I just got
God damn
cleaned
it.
off and I got a free hollowed
Yeah.
log. And I'm
Oh,
friends
and
with the bear now.
Now he's
That's
got
what
a
inspired
familiar.
this- That's what inspired the show Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, he was tied to a
He
log
was
for
initially,
execution.
yeah, the opening, the
And then,
pilot episode was him in an execution attempt.
It was a
He
never
tied-
aired pilot episode.
Yeah, they're like, that's a little.
Let's leave that
dark
part
for our
out. How
audience.
about let's just start with episode 2 where they're already friends now.
Let's just like sneak hints of it in his backstory, like
Yeah, he'll have
reveal throughout the
flashbacks every
series.
once in a while where there'll be a bear
Yeah.
licking him and you don't really understand why.
You don't get the context, right?
Yeah.
You think
Like,
it's them
oh, he's
just,
tied to something and the bear is
Yeah.
licking him because he's his friend. He came to save him. Oh, okay. Makes sense.
No, it just must have been some kind of sexual thing
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is the honey only on his crotch?
That's the only place the bear will not lick. It's a wholesome show.
Number 10. Pine trees have proven that they can grow inside the body. Doctors recently went into surgery to remove what they thought was a tumor. It turned out to be a fir tree growing in a man's lungs.
I'm sorry, Catherine, you have a timber.
I got nothing to follow that up with.
That's the theme of today's episode. So
Is
carry
that I
on
have
to
nothing?
number 11. Yeah, I have nothing to follow that up with.
Oh, was that a joke on like it's not a tumor, it's a timber?
Correct.
Got it. Just got it.
Matt, give
I
me a
just
break.
got it. I'm gonna cut that part out where I didn't
Gi-
get it.
Give me a break. I've been trapped in my room for a couple days.
That is true.
Give me
I have as
A
well,
break.
but mine was self-inflicted.
voluntary.
Yep. So yeah, I guess not self-inflicted as much.
I've inflicted myself to my room.
It's self-inflicted solitude. Number 11. There might be some nothing like starting off a scary fact by saying there might be.
Oh
There might be a haunted Russian radio station. UVB-76 is a low-frequency radio station that has been broadcasting since 1982.
Low frequency?
Me too.
I've been broadcasting since then.
Yeah. No one knows where the broadcast is originating. It's mostly just a buzzing noise with an occasional Russian voice transmission. Since 1982, there's no way they can't pinpoint where that's coming from.
I know. It's BS.
We can probably do it from here. As in, like, the US could do it, not like me and you.
I'm tracing it now.
Because we're not allowed to Google anything right now.
The transmission is coming from inside the house
Oh! See, that's the scariest thing that's been said all day.
all day, like outside
Yeah.
of recording as well.
For some reason, when you said the transmission's coming from inside the house, I was just thinking of like a car transmission.
Oh, it's finally here.
Oh, it's in the house.
I can repair my car now.
I mean, it's a little rude of UPS to come inside and drop it off, but
I've been
whatever.
sitting on I've been sitting on the spare toilet seat just waiting for this to get here.
Yeah, it's not installed, so it's fine. I can put my face on it to take a
I can
nap.
put my face on. I've been napping on my toilet seat. Uninstalled.
Your number 12.
I am.
Your child is exactly as creepy as you think they are. End of fact. No, I'm just kidding. There's more.
That's only scary if you think your child is creepy.
This is the next part.
Oh, sorry.
That wasn't it.
Number 12.
How is that a fact?
I
They're
don't
just as
know.
creepy as you think they are.
I thought that's all it was.
No, there's more. 20% of children report hearing voices. It could be imaginary friends or ...
Anyone talking to them.
I read a different thing about this, but yeah, it's I guess apparently very common amongst children that they like hear voices and things.
Telling them to do things like
So
to
it's
set the
probably-
place on fire, burn the dollhouse, put your face on that installed toilet.
I don't know if that's a scary fact maybe for a child, it's not a scary fact for me. I'm not a kid, so I don't hear I don't want to say I don't hear voices, but I might. Number 13. Lucky number 13, as they say. Attack of the Killer Bees might not be too far from the truth. The Japanese giant hornet has venom so powerful it's said to melt human flesh. Sorry.
Oh man, that got me off guard.
Your reaction made me lose it. I'm crying now.
Because I was trying to lean. I was gonna lean in to do some sort of like, but you just went up, like right. I lost it.
Oh God. 3 minutes of laughter over the dumbest fucking thing ever. Oh, Christ.
Well, that's our episode.
That's how we're gonna end it?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose you can finish reading the fact.
That was it.
Oh,
Melt human flesh.
Oh, it is it. Okay. Yeah.
It scared me.
It did. Just not right away.
Oh, God.
I was trying to think of some kind of connection with the first one about losing skin, and I'm like, but you just threw it all out. You threw it all in the installed toilet.
Oh, man. Well, fuck. There are a ton more of these, and they're not, I don't think they're gonna keep anybody awake. So we can do more of these later if we want to. Just because at this point, they're more ridiculous than anything.
What Matt means by that is when you're listening to us talk about these facts, you will probably fall asleep.
Right. Yeah. They're more boring than anything. It's one of those things again where it's like, we're going to make fun of them more than anything. And it's just going to provoke conversation. So, oh shit, I accidentally.
Well, and it's whenever someone, like, why would you make a claim like that? I suppose it might be just to draw people to read it. Go the scariest facts or whatever.
Yeah, it's all clickbait.
But at least have something that's mildly scary.
Or at least just like, or creepy. Like there's like I would take creepy over anything.
Yeah. I mean, I would say interesting.
Like I just read ahead to number 18 and it's like dumb, but we'll save that for
another episode.
See you next Tuesday. Goodbye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HS Famous Pod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.